welcome to another edition of the Simsbury Woman. My name is Shannon Knall, and today I have two very special guests joining me to talk about an event that is coming up in our area and about animal rescue initiatives that are happening all over Simsbury. We have Simsbury residents Frances Schroeder and her daughter, Josie Black. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I'm really excited to have both of you here today because this is your efforts are something that are near and dear to my heart, of course. And as you know, I have a golden retriever who we love fiercely, and so we're big
Yes.
animal lovers in our family. So I want to just take a step back before we get into your events and your presence here in the community. What brought you to Simsbury?
We moved to Simsbury 10 years ago, coming from a suburb in New York outside of the city, and realizing that it wasn't the right healthy community that we wanted. Looked around, actually had a college roommate that grew up in Simsbury.
Oh,
They
funny,
recommended it
Wow.
and said it's a great healthy place to raise a family. We came here, we're lucky enough to fall in love with the town.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Absolutely.
It's hard to not fall in love with it. Yeah. And so you run a business,
Yes.
Dogology, which is in Canton, which
Yes.
I frequent often. How did you find yourself getting involved with that? Not only owning a business, but it has to come from a passion somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. I love dogs. I love animals. I grew up on a farm. It's always been a part of my life. Some of the most important lessons I've learned in my life were from animals, from caring for them. So it was a passion of mine to be involved helping people help their pets. Started working with animal nutrition because it was a way that I could help people solve some issues, but yet be on sort of a happy, positive side of things. I ended up meeting my two now business partners who were clients at the time.
Oh, wow.
And we all worked in separate pieces of dog care or dog business. Ben Bronstein is a trainer, and Marissa Squires is a vet technician and also a canine massage therapist. And we realized that we all held a piece to what we consider a whole dog approach to caring for our pets.
Right.
And we created Dogology.
That's wonderful.
And we're all Simsbury residents.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a great place also. And I know that you do a lot of work with rescuing animals.
Yes.
And so I want to get to that piece because that's where Josie comes in here as well. But
Yes.
every time we go into the store, almost every time, there are some rescue animals that are in need of adoption. So, and people, this is a topic of conversation, that there is a need in communities for people to help these animals and be, adopting rescue animals. So let's talk a little bit about the importance of that and how that ties into your event as well.
Of course. So rescue is near and dear to all three of our hearts and my family's heart. We began fostering, let's say, 8 years ago, and my children have basically grown up with foster puppies, maybe 250 dogs through our house
Oh
in
my
the past
goodness.
10 years.
Wow.
Not all at the same time, but
Okay, just to clarify, that's important.
puppy after puppy or litter after litter. And it's a way to make a difference in the world. We've taught our kids to be the change they want to see. We love animals. We wanted to be able to help. This is a way that we could help by fostering and helping save animals that are either given up by their owners because of sickness or death or change of circumstance, or literally puppies that are in kill shelters in the South where there's not much hope for them to get out unless somebody steps forward and says, I'll help. So that's what we do. We work with a rescue called Boot and Kit,
Yes.
which is founded in Simsbury,
Yes.
actually by my two business
Right.
partners, Marissa Squires and Ben Bronstein. And rescue became a huge part of what Dogology is. It's sort of the essence of caring for animals, helping them have a better life. We would, quite honestly, you save them, you get them out of danger, feed them good food, give them holistic care and love, and then find homes for them. And in this community, there's almost no end to wonderful families that are looking to adopt these animals.
There are always people looking to find, to help and to get involved.
Yes.
And I think it's great that you're bringing that awareness to the forefront through your business as well. And so now Josie has taken what this family commitment to helping animals, and you're putting your money where your mouth is with your Puppypalooza event.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
So this is our 3rd annual Puppypalooza. It got started, we realized that Boot and Kit needed to have something to celebrate the good work that they're doing, to celebrate the foster homes and the adopters and all of the work that goes into the rescue, and also to raise some money to help to support medical needs like spays and neuters and vaccinations, or when dogs come in with serious issues like infections or demodectic mange or parvovirus. So having a big fundraiser that is like a big party for everybody to bring the community together helps the rescue. And so this year I am helping to organize and to run that fundraiser.
That's fantastic. And you are a senior at Simsbury High School. Have you brought this awareness into the high school? Are you publicizing there? Do you have support from the high school and students?
Right now, not as much support from the high school, but great support from local media.
Right.
Thanks to you guys. We've been in the Valley Press.
I've
we
seen.
were in The Current.
I've seen.
We were on ABC a week or
Yes.
2 ago. That was really good. And definitely friends from the high school will be coming down to the fundraiser to hang out. There's going to be live music, free food with your ticket. So it'll be a nice social event.
Good. Well, we are looking forward to it ourselves. And I think it's such an important thing for the community to embrace, because this is not, animal rescue is not something that only a handful of people can do. Anybody can get involved in this, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely anybody can get involved with animal rescue. With an organization like Boot and Kit being a foster home, it's a very easy process to apply, to bring a dog into your home and to help to nurture them until they can find their forever home. Or even to just do something like to donate to a rescue
Right.
organization. A lot of shelters need things like blankets and pet food and rawhides, things to chew. Sometimes just a tiny monetary donation can be hugely helpful to a rescue organization. So anybody can be part of affecting change.
Absolutely. I love the way that you said that too. That's true. Anybody can be. And you always see people looking for dogs, or, and not that, purebred dogs are wonderful, but there's such a need for people to adopt from the shelters that you mentioned.
Right.
And when kill shelters just breaks my heart. But so how did all of this come about for you? How did the Boot and Kit connection come all together and kind of feed what you guys are doing?
Well, we started looking for a dog as soon as we bought our home in Simsbury. It was at the top of the list that we would finally have a family dog. Found one in rescue and realized how much need there was. Didn't really know that much about rescue at the time. It just became our family hobby, if you will, to help. So as soon as we realized what we could do and how we could help, and also brought dogs into our homes, it became part of our family, we realized we could help other people have that same dream. And Boot and Kit, again, run by friends of ours, started almost 5 years ago, specifically for puppies and owner surrenders, because puppies are their most innocent sort of victims in rescue, and often they're called oops litters, or owner surrenders, meaning the parents weren't taken care of and spayed and neutered, and they're just sort of thought of as extras and unwanted and literally thrown into shelters.
Yeah.
So these shelters are often dirty, understaffed. The puppies are the first to suffer. So
Right.
Boot and Kit decided they would focus on saving the most innocent, the most needy,
Right.
which are the puppies. And they're often the sickest, unfortunately, because they don't have immune systems that are developed. They haven't had any proper care. So they'll come into rescue quite sick, and that would be the home of part of the reason Boot and Kit could do that is Marissa being a vet technician, so she had sort of the in with knowledge there and local vets that wanted to help, and Ben with training helped all the foster homes learn how to take care of these puppies and raise well-adjusted, healthy dogs.
Yeah.
And even though we only have them a few weeks, we often start the potty training, the good nutrition, the good health, and literally creating a confident dog, which they hadn't had an opportunity to be.
Right.
And it just became something that my husband would say has taken over our lives, but I consider
Well, with 250 dogs coming in and out of your house,
yes,
that's a lot of dogs.
I consider it to be our hobby. It really is a way that we taught our kids they can be the change they want to see. And for a child to be able to, how old were you when we started? So you were 7 or 8?
Probably 7 or 8 when we first adopted.
They got to feel what it feels like to save a life, to change a life. And I think it's a way children can be involved in something that literally is very empowering.
Right. And it, you know, to your point, and now you're working on this event, which kind of continues the tradition or the family commitment to rescue. So I think you're right. That's a great lesson for kids to learn. A couple of things I want to talk about also. There might be a stigma about adopting a rescue animal, that they're sick or they're you know, not up to snuff in some way. How do we dispel that? How do you address that?
I would dispel that by saying that I believe they're all beautiful lives that are worthy of care and love, and even if they're not purebred or they're 3-legged or they're blind, they can change our lives. Just an amazing addition to our daily life.
So there's no reason
they're not perfect, but often, you know,
What
they're
is?
breeders, right? What is exactly? They're breeders that raise technically perfect dogs that could still have health issues and things like that. But you do have to know what you're getting into either way.
Yes.
And that's why you work with a reputable rescue like Boot and Kit, who knows about the health and the behavior. And there's a contract involved that has people basically declare that they will train, that they will feed good food, that they will treat this animal as part of their family. And I've known dogs from all walks of life that are incredible creatures when they've been treated well.
I'm sure. Well, when anyone is treated well, they you know, they live up to their potential.
Right.
So it goes for animals as well.
Yes.
Geez, that just made me forget what I was going to ask you. But I do want to talk a little bit about the numbers of animals that need to be rescued, because they're vast.
Yes.
Do you have any sense of what numbers are like in this area?
As far as this area specifically.
Or Connecticut? Or
Honestly, I can't give you an exact statistic, but nationwide, thousands of shelter dogs die every day.
Yes.
Just because.
Probably tens of thousands.
Yeah, tens of thousands. Just because not everybody understands that there is a problem with overpopulation, with kill shelters, with improper care of household animals, domestic animals.
Right.
And the problem goes unnoticed unless people are willing to step up and learn a little bit about rescue and what they can do to help.
Right. Well, hopefully we can address some of that today, and hopefully through what you're doing, we can address that as well. So this is the 3rd year that you're going to be doing Puppypalooza. Does it grow every year?
It's definitely been growing. We got started our very first year at Old Well Tavern, and it was fantastic. We put up pictures of all of the dogs that had been rescued from Boot and Kit. It was great food, good music, but not as big as we hoped.
Right.
Next year we moved to Canton Indoor Golf Center because they had adopted. One of the owners had adopted from Boot and Kit, and they said, you know, we want to help you guys out. And we're like, great. So that year it was bigger. We had music from a local band from Canton, Driving Iris.
Okay.
And one of the members of that band also owns Chic Furniture of Canton. His name's Mark Barca, and he's a huge sponsor of our event.
Wonderful.
So it's bigger with the donations. We had even more people show up, but still, again, this year we're thinking, well, we can be bigger. We can do more.
Uh-huh. Of course. It takes time.
It does.
To establish, you know, recognition of an event and of a cause. So I'm optimistic that this year will be bigger and better than others. What kinds of things are you auctioning or raffling,
We have all sorts of different raffle items from local businesses. We just yesterday got a gift certificate from Get Baked in West Hartford, I believe.
Okay.
and they are fantastic. We have a gift from Avon Prime Meats, a
Wonderful.
dinner for 2. We have cupcakes, dozen cupcakes that we're raffling off from Cake Gypsy.
Everyone's favorite.
Absolutely. From Chic Furniture of Canton, we have a farm table and 2 benches.
Wonderful.
Fantastic, huge retail value and gorgeous furniture
I
set,
saw
so
the
somebody's
picture.
going to be very happy with that. Yeah, we're publicizing a lot of the donations through social media. We're using Facebook and we're using Instagram, so we're putting out pictures of all of the gifts that we have to raffle off.
Good.
Quite a few Simsbury businesses.
Yeah, we have from Neckers,
Oh,
gave
favorite.
a big
Awesome.
basket of toys
Excellent.
that's going to be beautiful. Blue Fox Rock and Bowl gave, I think, laser tag this
fun.
year.
Good. Well, this will be exciting for,
It will be
and
very
it's a family
exciting.
event.
Yeah, it is a very family-friendly event, though there is a sports bar element to Canton Indoor Golf Center. They also have a little indoor mini golf. They're doing half price, so kids can go and play mini golf. You get half
Nice.
price with your ticket stub from the event. There's going to be live music, but it's family-friendly, sort of modern pop music.
Okay.
It's a nice, friendly environment.
Okay, good. Well, and to your point earlier, as far as getting children and families involved in the cause, I think it is wise to make it a family event
Yes,
because
I
then the awareness starts younger and kids feel like they're making a difference,
Right.
just because they can attend,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah, we are doing kids get admittance free this year. Kids under 13 come in free. So it's a little easier for whole families to come to the event. And I
That's a deal.
actually have tickets for you.
Thank you so much.
So you
Wonderful.
and your family can join us at the party.
Wonderful. Well, we were planning on going anyway. We, as I've told you, my kids are fascinated by the dogs that we see every time we come into the store, and they are very intrigued by their stories and how people abandon animals. So I think you have two or three advocates
Fantastic.
under the age of 13
Yes.
that will help with your mission. So thank you so much. That was very
Thank you.
kind. We're excited about that. What can we as a community do to not only support rescue and organizations like Boot and Kit, but also raise awareness and dispel any of the negative connotations or myths that might be out there about adoption?
A lot of it's just about communication, about sharing with one another what we know, getting together with other families that have rescue dogs like we do at the Puppypalooza. Families are taking out their phones and showing the pictures. Look at my dog, look at my baby. And it's so sweet looking.
Who does that?
Everybody.
Not me.
It's a matter of a lot of schools will do, at the high school, there's an animal advocacy club.
Okay.
So kids can join clubs like that and get information out, share with their peers things that they know. Because sometimes it's hard to have an adult or some internet website giving you information, but when you're hearing it from people your own age, you're seeing involvement from people
Right.
your own age, that's really what makes people want to be involved and make a
Right.
difference.
And I think sometimes people see it as kind of out there. Or
Yeah.
it's not my issue. It's something that happens somewhere else. It doesn't happen in Simsbury or in the Farmington Valley, but it does.
But
It
it
does.
does, absolutely. Some of the need is hidden, but Boot and Kit helps quite a bit with owner surrenders locally. And another piece of Dogology is that we're the Farmington Valley Food Bank. We wanted to be able to help people keep their pets instead of letting them go into rescue, because
Right.
we all know our pets are a huge support system for us. And if people had to give them up when times got rough,
Right.
rescue would be even more flooded
Right.
with most likely older dogs
Right.
or sicker dogs. And we chose, being both Boot and Kit and Dogology, that we would help people keep their pets. So if we can do something as little as feeding them, if the people belong to any of the human food banks in the Farmington Valley, they can come for free food
That's great.
at Dogology, and they just have to show us their card. But we've been doing it for over a year and a half now.
That's great.
And the need isn't very obvious, but we see it every
Right.
day.
Right.
And we're greeted by tears and hugs from people.
yeah.
Thank you so much for helping me keep my animal. And that's another piece of rescue. Another way that we can help is give to the food bank, help people keep their pets however they can so they don't end up flooding rescue. But there's need even here. Boot and Kit deals with owner surrenders quite a bit, either, like I said earlier, a death in the family or
A move.
exactly, or a move to a not a dog-friendly area or condo.
Right.
So we help however we can keep both Dogology and Boot and Kit keep dogs in their homes and cats. Well, dog and cat food.
Yes,
too.
I focus on the dogs, but I
Yes.
recognize there is a need for cats
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps, is that more?
Yes.
I wouldn't have
Yes,
guessed that.
they're a little easier to keep, I think. So a lot of the older or the people with more medical needs, I think cats are easier to provide. They provide them with comfort, but yet they're not out walking them, and they don't have the needs that dogs do. But the food need is still there. So yeah, cat food, canned cat food is the most asked for item. Yeah.
And I think you bring up a really interesting point about in difficult economic times, people who have dogs are affected by that because they're still a member of your family.
Right.
But, you know, who kind of falls to the lower,
Right. And
you
it's
know,
often,
when
of
you
course,
have to
the
make
pets.
choices.
Right.
So I think that's an excellent resource for families, and I'm glad that we were able to talk about it and put it out there for people to know about. And so in rescuing, and if someone is interested in perhaps fostering an animal, what is the process? You mentioned there's an application,
Yeah.
and how long does that process take? How long does the family have an animal?
So for Boot and Kit specifically, we do have a website. It's www.bootandkit.petfinder.com. And on there's information about animals for adoption, paperwork that can be filled out to complete an adoption or to apply to be a foster home. And then that comes to the rescue and the application is gone over. And if the people are accepted, then when puppies come into rescue, they get phone calls or they get emails saying, hey, we have puppies. Are you available to take them in? And typically you'd have a puppy in your house for anywhere between like a week to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Because sometimes maybe they're a little young and they need time to grow up before they get adopted.
Right.
Or sometimes they come in and they're really, really sick and they need more. Maybe you're hooking up an IV at 11 at night because the dog needs to get fluids, or you have to give medication. And for that, sometimes you're fostering a little longer. It's a little more care intensive. But there are different like levels of foster homes. Maybe you just want your kids to be involved and you're mostly taking in healthy puppies just for a little while.
Right.
Or like our family, we've got a little more experience, so we get a lot of the puppies that have serious medical needs.
Yeah. You guys are the pros.
Well, you learn.
Right.
You have to.
Right.
And we've had good success saving them obviously with Marissa's help and guidance. She's taught us. Sometimes they just need a little honey on their lips to get them to perk up, and sometimes they need to go to the vet. So we've learned to tell which is which.
Right. Well, that's good, and you're doing amazing work. And so if people are interested in pursuing fostering a dog or adopting a dog, they can go to the Boot and Kit website, or I know you're doing a lot through social media as well. So I see pictures of puppies occasionally come up on your Facebook page. So they can go to look at Dogology as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And for more information about Puppypalooza, I know you have a Facebook page as well.
We do. It's facebook.com/the Puppypalooza page. We're also on Instagram, so at the Puppypalooza page or hashtag Puppypalooza. You can find pictures and little bits of information, things like that.
Okay.
We're doing a little bit with Twitter, not as much. So at the Puppypalooza, if you are the kind of person who tweets, we send out tweets every once in a while.
I'll follow you.
All right.
Great. And you're putting up posters and advertising through locally as well?
Yeah, we're hanging up posters all over town in different businesses. There's posters up at Dogology and at Canton She Furniture, and also at Canton Indoor Golf Center, and all of those places are places where people can come to purchase tickets for the event if they want.
Great. Are you in need of volunteers or anything for the night? Would people be able to volunteer?
We are certainly always looking for volunteers. If people are interested, they can contact Boot and Kit through their website, or they can message us through our Facebook page, and then we can work out with them whatever details. We're always happy to have people helping out, showing community support for our event.
Right. We're kind of coming into the end of the show, so I just wanted to offer you the opportunity to share any parting words about why this is so important.
So this is really important because it's something that we can do together as a community to make a difference. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or if you're an adult or if you know nothing about animals. You can come and listen to good music and eat great food and have a really good time with your friends, and at the same time show support for a fantastic local rescue.
That's great. Well, Frances, Josie, I appreciate you guys being here and all the work that you're doing. We'll be sure to put up some information on the screen about both Puppypalooza and Boot and Canine. So if people are interested in learning more about rescue or learning more about fostering an animal, they can contact you. I hope a lot of people do, because it's important to let people know that there's a need for animals to be rescued and supported, and maybe join a family who's
Absolutely.
willing to make them a part of their family as well. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure, and I'll look forward to seeing you on at Puppypalooza.
Yep, Saturday, September 13th, 6 to 10 p.m.
Okay, great. We will put that up on the screen as well, and check out the Dogology Facebook page and Puppypalooza page as well. Thanks. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me for another edition of the Simsbury Woman. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.